my name's Mike Kent. I'm a marine biologist, a former teacher of biology and outdoor education. And I'm married to Merrin Kent, who was part of the Blue Health team. And it was Merrin who got me interested in the HEPE group. She was a member of the group as part of the Blue Health team, and she spoke so fondly of the group and of the activities that I was interested to find out more. I joined the group as an observer to start with and found it intriguing that there was such a mixed group of people and they were contributing, really making real contributions to scientific activities. And I have an interest in psychological well-being and the immersion in the natural environment to enhance psychological well-being anyway. So there was a number of levels. So yeah, I was very interested in doing those things. Coming from a background of research as well, I'm a writer and research and teaching, I felt that I could contribute a bit, and not only contribute, but I would receive a lot. And I think that's so. It's a two-way process. Yeah, I've enjoyed being part of the group. It was well into lockdown that I joined the group, and we were meeting each week. I think it helped all of us to retain some sort of social interaction. But we could do that in any type of Zoom meeting, but I think it had a purpose to it as well. And I think because it had a purpose, it had greater value. And you felt that you were still contributing, still producing, still taking part. It was just the weekly meetings, but I liked the fact that it was a mixed group of people from vastly different backgrounds with vastly different experiences that could make different contributions. I found that refreshing. We were involved in a number of different projects at that time, and each meeting, you weren't quite sure what you were going to be confronted with. But I can remember some work on Alex Smalley's project, of course, on soundscapes and the importance of soundscapes, natural soundscapes to psychological well-being. And we started talking about various other things and various other projects. And it's one of those things you aren't quite sure how it started. We were talking about the harmful effects of social isolation during COVID-19. And there was already some research being done, I believe, on the impact of video of natural landscapes on psychological well-being. And then I think it evolved from that with inputs from everyone. It was one of those things which is great because you aren't quite sure where the ideas came from. It was very good. I think the particular citizen science project that we were looking at fits in quite nicely because of the Pulseth Marine Conservation Group that I'm involved in. And they are very much involved in conservation activities. But I could see this being a project which they could contribute and make valuable contributions to. And I think that's something that they were looking forward to doing. So it's that connection between the Pulseth Marine Group and scientists and HEPE, which I thought was very good. I think this is a model for the project and for other things as well, where you've got citizen science in one part of a triangle. You have the scientists, and actually HEPE is a part of the triangle as well, because HEPE acts as the connecting point between the scientists and the community, so that it is involved in the initiation of the project and the development and design of the project. So HEPE are both citizen scientists and part of the development team. I think the network that HEPE has is an extremely good one. Their enthusiasm and their interest could appraise the project from a consumer's point of view, and I think that's very important. So one of the key things that I wanted to promote is this idea of a real citizen science project, where there's data that's valuable data, that the citizen science component isn't just an add-on, that it's an integral part of the whole project. I could see how the Plymouth Marine Biological Association and Marine Biological Association in the UK could be involved, and they are keen on real outreach projects. So what appealed to me was that this project is a partnership between the scientists and the community and the citizen scientists, because the community are the ones who are going to be benefiting from it, as well as the citizen science being involved. So it's a multifaceted project, but I like that idea of the citizen sites as an integral part of the whole project, and not just something that is designed to tick a box, which I don't think that happens so much now, but there was a time when people were encouraged to include citizen science as part of their scientific research. Sometimes it was just an add-on. Well, this isn't. This was very much an integral part. So I liked all of those aspects. I think one of the most important aspects of the group is that the views of each member is valued and as validity. And I think that it's not just a talking shop. It's not just people getting on their soapboxes, which is very easy to do. It's controlled. It is well run. So the organisers help to hold it together and keep it flowing. I think every member of that group, no matter what their background, feels very, very much valued. And one of the aspects of the group, it's interesting really, because the group is involved in public engagement activities, and it's a critical friend to the researchers, I think, where they can act as advisors. And it should be something that's very welcomed by the researchers, because a lot of the research is on psychological well-being. The ultimate consumer is going to be the public, and it seems to be sensible to involve the public in the design of the project, rather than just at the end to evaluate it and have feedback from the consumer. So that there is that aspect. But actually, there's a benefit to the members of the group as well. There's a very real benefit, because each of us are individuals. We have our own needs and our own psychological well-being needs. And there's absolutely no doubt that this group has contributed to the well-being of those members during the lockdown. We've had a lot of feedback, and some quite moving ones, where people have said they would not have been able to get through the lockdown if it weren't for those weekly connections. Because for some people, it happened to be the only connections. Now, the interesting aspect is, if you just had a group meeting each week with no purpose, it would not have that impact. It would be just, you're doing it for your well-being, but we're not doing it for that. We're doing it for other people's well-being. I think that's the key. It's this focus on other people. And we all know that that's an important part of any program for well-being. You know, the 5 steps, it's thinking of other people, because it's so easy during lockdown just to think about yourself and to think about how bad it is for you. But as soon as you start doing something for someone else, it has an impact. For myself, I belong to a community group called HOPE. It's a Weybridge group. HOPE means help one person every day. And it's a very simple thing. So if you can help someone, it just has such a big impact on your own well-being. So for me, this was very, very interesting in that it helped me to use some of the science I've got and some of those aspects, but it also helped me to interact with other people, help them. We were helping each other. So it's a very, very interesting project, the purpose of which could just have been the psychological well-being of the HEPE group members. But if that were the case, it would not have worked.